All right. Hey there. Welcome. Hello, my wreath making loving friends. Let's see. Just wait a couple minutes. Hello, 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 and welcome to the wreath room, my wreath loving friends. It's going to be a fun lunchtime live because I'm going to make a wreath on the fly. Should be fun. So let me know you all are there. I'm going to make a wreath on the fly, sort of. So I do have a little bit of a plan. I have never made this wreath before, so it should be interesting doing this live. So once we get some people going in, I will start. Let's see what's happening. Okay, let me see if I can pin one of these products on here. Nope. Okay, so we're gonna get started. I have a beautiful wreath that we're gonna make together. I'm gonna show you all the ingredients and the cast of characters, and then every time I start a live, this is what happens. It drives me insane. If you guys have any suggestions on how to fix this, let me know. I drink tea. I can't stand cough drops, so that's not going to happen. I don't like the menthol. But anyway, so we're going to make a gorgeous wreath. Usually I've been kind of gearing towards blues and pinks and all of that, but today's is going to be in the purples. And I have some gorgeous ribbon, and I'm going to make a bow on the fly. And I'm not even going to use my Bodabra. I'm going to use my hands, and it's going to come out beautifully. And I'm very confident. So let's see. We're going to make some pretty things for your front door. And then if you have any questions, just let me know while we're doing this. I'll try to answer them all. And then let me know. I want to know who is hanging out with me today. Drop a note in the comments. Let me know your name, where you're from. That's always fun to see for me. I can see there's some people. I see some viewers. Okay. Yeah, just drop your name and the city that you're from in the comments, and then I love to see where you're from. So listen, I have had a lot of comments from people coming in the wreath room on the days that I'm open, and they're like, oh my God, my new happy place. Because when I had Revive Furniture, a lot of people would go there and they'd be like, oh, this is my happy place. I come here to unwind and to, you know, just get happy again. So a couple of times, people have come in and said, oh my gosh, it's so pretty in here. It's my new happy place. So if you haven't had a chance to come visit the new wreath room, I'm open every Wednesday from 1 to 6, and there's 2 Saturdays a month I'll be open, and I have that all listed on the Facebook page. It's pinned to the top of the Facebook page, and it is on the website. So just so you know, I'm not open every day because I'm supposed to be retiring. But anyway, all right, we're gonna get started. I am a little nervous about this, but we'll get through it. So again, if you're there, please share my live with your friends right now. Share it on your Facebook. That would be awesome. All right, we're gonna make this gorgeous wreath. And here is the ingredients. We are gonna make a bow with this beautiful floral pattern ribbon. This is a fused ribbon. It's 2-sided. It's very thick, And these are great for the foundation of the bow because they're so sturdy and the bows don't like get limp or anything. Hey, who's that? Hey, Kathy Fowler. And then we're going to use this glitter ribbon and then a polka dot ribbon. So that is the cast of characters for the bow. And then the ingredients for my wreath are, if you are familiar with making wreaths, you'll know that grapevines come in all shapes, styles, and condition. And this one is exceptional. It is really big and thick and has lots of space, but it's not too loose, and I just love this one. So I'm gonna use this, and I don't think I'll find another one like this in a long time. And then I'm gonna use some white hydrangea, and then I've carried these before when I had Revived Furniture. I carried them in that store, and they're simply gorgeous. I have a lot going on, all the textures and the colors and the pretty pinks and whites and burgundies or fuchsia. I don't know what color you would call that, but they're so pretty. I've got 4 of these. And then I have a bush of, this is like a boxwood, a mixed boxwood with little kind of buds on it. And that's it. So there's only three floral ingredients, and then the wreath. So what I'm going to start with first is, hey everybody. All right. What I'm going to start with first is the bow. I'm going to make the bow first. I'm going to put this aside. I'm sorry, I'm just looking at the comments. So, like I said before, bows are hard for me to make. I think a lot of you would agree that they are hard to make. But after you practice them, after you have some practice for a while, they get easier. Say hello, everybody. I can see there's a lot of people watching, and I would love to hear from you all. Drop your name in the comments and your town. That would be so much fun to see. And how many of you make bows? All right, so what I've been told is that you need to throw the ribbon on the ground. That's what I've been told. It's easier to unwind it and grab from it. All right, so this is going to be hard for you to see, but I'm going to do my best. So I am going to do 4 loops. So this is going to be a tail that's going to go above the wreath, and I'm going to make 4 loops. I'm not going to measure my loops. I'm going to pinch, twist, and tuck. Pinch, twist, and tuck. Pinch, twist, and tuck. Okay, I have to say that out loud so that I get it done right. So, all right, so we have 4 loops. I'm gonna adjust my loops a little here. So I've got, sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Now, they don't have to be perfect. That was one of my problems. I was trying to make everything perfect. Actually, I'm gonna have to make these a little bit bigger. They do need to be big enough for the wreath that you're gonna put it on. So I'm gonna make them a little bigger. So 1, oh, look at all of you talking. Hey, is that Lulu? Yep, hey, from Derry, yay. Thanks, Lulu. Hey, Kathy from Alexandria. Snowy mountains of Alexandria. I'm a struggling bow maker. Yes, Kathy, I know it is struggling. It is the struggle. The struggle is real. So, okay, so here we go. I have to make my loops a little bigger. So pinch, twist, and loop. So 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, that's a little better. So I wanted to make these back loops bigger because it's the prettiest ribbon that we're going to use and you want to be able to see it. All right, and then I'm just going to cut. I'm not going to worry about how long. All right, so there's that. All right. I'm going to throw my ribbon this way because when I throw it that way, it's in my way. All right. I'm literally going to throw it. So here we've got the purple glitter, and we're going to put that this way. So we're going to make the tail go up like this. Let's see, you know what, I screwed it up already, but it's all right, we're gonna keep going. I wanted 2 tails down here, but that's okay. So pinch, twist, and we're gonna make 2 loops on this one. I know this is kind of hard to see, but I'm doing my best. By the time I have my class on March 25th, I should be a pro at this bow making, because I have to be, because I'm going to be teaching you guys how to make a bow for the wreath that we're going to be doing. Okay, so we've got this, we've got tails up here, tails down here, and we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, we've got 6 loops. See? All right. One of the things I was doing wrong that I learned over the last couple of weeks is I was putting like a death grip holding the loops, and you can't do that. Otherwise, your hand is gonna get tired well before you're done making the bow. All right, so now I'm gonna add this little dot, which is so pretty. And then we're gonna do this. We're gonna make a little tail up top. And we're gonna twist and make a loop. I am making these loops a little bit smaller as I go. This one's being difficult. 1, 2. I'm only going to make 2 loops right now. And then I'll make a tail. Now I'm going to go back and I'm going to do that again, but on this side. I'm going to have it a tail on this side. So twist, make a loop. So sometimes when you have a spool of ribbon, they do this little thing here where it ends and then they start another one. I don't like that. Somehow I gotta hide that since I've already started. All right, so that annoys me. Sorry. Oh, it's gonna be behind. It's gonna be in one of my loops and it's gonna be hidden behind. Excellent. Okay, so now we're gonna make a tail here. All right, so this is gonna be our bow. Let me get a wire. I got my little wire. I'm just gonna put that through to the back. And we're gonna make sure we tie this really, really tight. Super tight. Okay, and then we're gonna zhuzh our bow. I'm gonna zhuzh it. We have our tails going up. And then we have our center loops. And we have our tails going down. And then we have our beautiful floral pattern in the back. And then our glittery purple. And there we go. There is our bow. And it's going to look gorgeous on our wreath. Okay, I'm not going to do anything with the tails yet. I'll cut those after I get it on the wreath. So that was pretty good, huh? I'm very impressed with myself, I have to say. I am super excited about this ribbon. Yeah, look how pretty all that is together. Love it. What do you guys think? Let me know. Okay, so we're going to put that aside. And now we're going to take out all of our cast of characters for our wreath. I'm going to take a second to see what you're saying. All right. Okay, it's getting warm in here. So like I said, this is a fabulous wreath base. It's grapevine. Look how thick and chunky it is. So it is going to be perfect for my stems because these are nice and thick. So it's going to be very helpful when I put these in the wreath. But what we're going to do first is we're going to cut everything. So first I'm going to start with the boxwood. I'm just going to cut it all up so that I can use it. And then these are fun. Let me show you what these guys are. I like this boxwood because you can use it as a long stem if you want, because these things move up and down. Isn't that awesome? Or you can push them all up and use it as a short little cluster. I love that. So if you want something long to give length or height, then you can use this. Or if you just want to put in a little bit of filler, you can push them all up and it makes a great filler. So fun. All right, so I'm going to cut all of this up. So I don't know about you guys, but it's definitely muddy outside. So my pathway that goes from the front of the building to my door for the wreath room is very muddy, and I put a bunch of boxes. I laid a bunch of old boxes that I didn't need for a path for you. So if you come on Saturday, because I'm going to be open on Saturday, you're going to see a path of boxes to walk on so that you don't get all muddy on your way in. All right, so we've got that done. So these are all of my boxwoods. I might not use all of these, but we'll see. Depends on how much filler or length I want the wreath to have. So, okay. So I got all that done. I'm going to put these over here. All right, and now I have my hydrangea. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm not going to use the leaves. I'm just going to use the buds or the blossom. And I only need about 5, but I'm going to cut, I think there's only 5 on here. So by the way, yesterday I did a live and I was telling everybody it's 20% off all the florals, which it is. But I forgot to mention that you had to spend at least $50 to get the 20% off. So my bad on that. But if you ordered something yesterday, actually it was only one person that ordered something that didn't get the discount, but I'll give it to them anyway. But I forgot to mention during my live that you had to spend at least $50 to get the discount. So if you are interested in shopping for flowers on my website, they are 20% off, and all you have to do is use code FLOWER20, and you can get 20% off. And I would like you to spend $50, and the reason being is because I have a flat rate shipping of $5, and that kind of helps with that, because shipping is much more money than $5. And then it's always better when you ship something if you order more, because if you ship one stem, it's going to cost $5 to ship it, and then it's a lot of work for me to put it in a box and get it ready. You know the drill. You guys know what I'm talking about. All right, on these, I'm leaving them all together, and these are hard to cut, but when you bend them like this, it's easier to break off this part. So that's what I'm doing now, because I don't need this really long stem to make this wreath. There we go. All right. I'm sorry, I'm just reading it. You guys are awfully quiet today. What are y'all having for lunch? Let me know what you're having for lunch. I feel like having pizza Or maybe Panera Bread. I might just drive down to Panera Bread after we're done here. All right, so now I'm gonna kind of spread these out a little bit. Just a little, kind of zhuzh them up. Kind of make them look like they're not squished from in a box. All right. These are so pretty. Look at all that stuff. One of our great, really good customers, actually all our customers are really good customers, but Denise and Eric last year had me make a wreath. We already had a lamb's ear wreath. I had it on the mantle for the longest time. It was really big, but it was just lamb's ear. They had me put a bunch of these in that wreath, and it just came out gorgeous. So how many of you miss our store? I bet you. I know there's a lot of people that miss our store, and I apologize for that, but I've been enjoying not having to go to work every single day, so that's a plus. All right. Soup again for lunch. Kathleen's having soup because she doesn't feel good. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put my bow on. So all of these are zhuzhed. I'm going to put my bow on. I think I'm going to keep this side open. So the wreath I'm going to make today, the bow is going to be here, and all of the cast of characters are going to go like this, and they're going to hang down here just a tiny bit. So this right here is going to show. So I want to make sure it looks really pretty or fun or rustic. So I like this big branch right here. I'm going to keep that so it shows. All right, so let's get my bow. So one of the tips I could tell you about adding a bow to a grapevine wreath is to make sure you put it through the wreath, not around the wreath, because for some reason it stays better. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm gonna have to probably take my glasses off. I have the opposite problem that most people do when they get older. I can see just fine close up, but not with my glasses on. So I have to take these off. So there. All right. So let me see if that looks good. Yeah, that looks good. All right. So I'm going to squish the bow a little bit. I'm going to get this really, really tight so it doesn't flop around. And I'm just going to tuck this underneath. And there we are. Okay. So just going to fluff up my bow a little bit. I don't know if you guys can see. All right, so we'll fuss with the bow after we get everything in. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add one of these to this side. So there we go. It's going to be a little difficult because these are thick. All right, let me get some glue on it. I always like to glue everything. Even if it's a really good fit in the grapevine, I like to glue it so that there's no chances of it coming out. All right, there we go. So now that that's in there, I'm going to bend it down a little bit. There, okay. Okay, there we are. And then, all right, so this is what we have so far. And now I'm going to do the same on the opposite side. Oh, Kathy, you have the exact same vision problem. Awesome. Oh, and you miss our store like crazy. I bet you do. Oh, last year Lulu bought one of those one little sprig of that and put a ribbon on it around to hang on my front door, which is small and didn't want to have a huge wreath. That's a great idea, Lulu. All right, so I'm gonna put this in here. Okay, so here's what's going on so far. And now I like the purple close together, but I'm going to put a little bit of white in here. That's what I'm going to use the hydrangea for. I'm going to put a little bit of hydrangea behind the bow and a little bit beside the bow because it needs a little white in here. I'm going to back up my camera just a tiny bit. There. That way you can have a better view of the wreath. All right, so where are my hydrangea? All right. So I'm gonna face it this way so you can see it better. Like that. Okay, so I wanna put some white here, and I'm gonna put some hydrangea back here, and after I cut the tails a little bit, you'll be able to see the hydrangea as well back there. Okay, now I'm going to put one on the other side. I might get a little quiet now because I'm really concentrating. But see how my loops are coming up, which I love that, so that you can see the bow more. Let me stick this guy a little bit lower. I don't want my hydrangea overpowering my purple flowers. There. All right, that's good. Love that. Okay. Okay, so here's so far. And then I'm gonna put one, I think I'm gonna put two back here. Just have a little bit of white poking out from behind the bow. I just don't like having it empty above the bow. I like a little bit of something up there. Even if it's going to be covered a little bit, or mostly covered, that's okay. It'll poke through the bow, and it'll look really pretty. Okay, so this is what I have so far. Okay. Now I'm going to add my second bundle, and it's going to go a little bit beyond the first one. I'm going to put a little extra glue in there. Like so. And I'm going to let that dry a little bit. This is gorgeous. Oh, it's so easy too. Any of you could do this. All right, let's go over here. This one's giving me a little bit of trouble. There. Okay. Okay, so here we are so far. Pretty nice, huh? Needs to be zhuzhed a little bit, but no worries, we'll get that done. I may have to fix this one a little bit. It's not quite. Okay, so see how it kind of trails down beyond the wreath? I love that I love that style. One of the problems with making wreaths on the fly is sometimes they need extra zhuzhing while you're doing it. Okay, this needs to come down a little bit. I need to remove that. There. There. And it's okay if each side is a little off. I kind of like that. Gives it a little bit more character. Not things don't have to be even all the time. So, okay, so now I'm going to grab some more hydrangea to put in between this. All right. So I'm going to put the hydrangea here and here. Kind of add a little to that purple flower. I think that's a mum. That kind of looks like a mum. A cross between a mum and a dahlia. There. See how that fills that in nicely? All right. And now I'm going to add some boxwood. So I'm going to add some boxwood to the top behind the bow. So I'm going to push this up a little bit because I don't need it long like that. I just need a little bit of a filler to stick out. So I'm going to take off a bit of that wire or stem. Okay, there's that. I'm going to put some, so I don't know if you can see it, but I put some right there. There. And then I'm going to put a couple on each side. I'm going to put one here and one over here. And you like to have a little different texture poking out of the main character. So that's what this is doing. It's adding a little texture. Actually a different texture than the rest. See how the different texture from the greenery that came in the pick. So, all right, ow, that was hot. There we go. Okay, let me take a peek at that. Yeah, I like that. Okay. Now I'm going to put a couple down on the sides here, halfway down. Hey, Nancy. Oh, thank you, Nancy. I love making wreaths. I do. I love making wreaths. Nancy, have you had a time to make your crescent wreath that you bought? The crescent wreath kit? That's a pretty kit with the blues and the yellows. My sister Elaine bought that same kit, Nancy. She's traveling right now, but she's going to be home this weekend, and hopefully she'll be able to come pick up her kit. All right, so I have, all right, so there's this. I don't know if you can tell where I put them. I put them right on the sides. I'm gonna put a couple under the bow so I can have a little bit of lift under the bow, and they'll be poking out a tiny bit. Let's see, get some more glue. I know I keep disappearing off the screen, but this is where I'm doing the glue. So. There, there's that one. And so I know a lot of you are going to want to know how much this wreath is, and I haven't figured it out yet, but I know it's going to be about $125. I'm guessing though. I haven't figured out how to price the ribbon yet when I make this bow. I haven't made a bow yet with this ribbon, so. All right, so I wanted to get that under there, perfect. All right, so that's gonna go up here. Got our cast of characters, looks good. Okay, so now I'm gonna put some of the boxwood underneath at the end. Let's see. Do that on both sides. And I actually don't think I need too much more. I think this is going to be it. Let's see. I do see a hole here and a hole over here, so I'm going to put some here and here. I like my wreaths to be nice and full. I don't know about you guys. Listen, and when I used to shop for Revive Furniture and I would buy wreaths for the store, I was disappointed in the manufactured wreaths because, number one, they weren't full like this. They were, you could see a lot of spots, or empty spots, or bare spots, and they were expensive for that, what you got. So when I decided to do this, I thought, you know what, I'm gonna make sure my wreaths are nice and full, and you get your money's worth. There. Okay, I think I might use this last one right over here. I know you guys can't see it 100%, but there. I'm leaving this one a little bit long because I want it sticking out a little further. Okay, so we've added all of the greenery and the floral. Look how gorgeous that is. Now I'm going to cut the tails. I'm going to do the top first and make the bow. I'm going to zhuzh the bow a little bit. So I'm going to dovetail the tails. I like having a couple of them poke out the top. This gives it a little bit more interest at the top of the wreath. Push that up. I'm going to move this piece of greenery I put back here. I'm going to move it up towards the bow a little bit more. There. All right. Okay, so those are all dovetailed. Got this going up here. This is gorgeous. Oh my goodness. All right, let me dovetail these. Ow, I just cut my finger. Okay, it's a brand new scissors. They're very sharp. And there we go. Okay, and there we are. Look how gorgeous. I keep saying gorgeous wrong. I should not say that word anymore. Look how beautiful. Here, like this. Let me know what you think. All right. So that was so much fun. Oh yeah, that looks good. There's a couple of spots I'm gonna have to do a little zhuzhing, but gosh, this looks great. Look how pretty, all of the colors and the greenery. Let me see back here. I love it. What do you guys think? Let me know. Drop what? Nancy, you're so funny. So I had hoped to be able to do 2 wreaths, but I was a little, yeah, that was a little too much, I think, to make 2 in 30 minutes. So, so this is going to be it. But I am so glad you guys joined me today during your lunch. I really appreciate it. And this was a lot of fun. And I'm going to be doing this every Thursday. I'm going to make a wreath on the fly every Thursday. So tune in so you can watch. And we'll have a great time doing that. Okay, so if you liked this, please comment wreath in the comments right now before you leave, or say goodbye in the comments, and we'll see you next week. Thank you so much. And if you're interested in buying this, just send me a message and I'll let you know how much it is. So, okay, great. Thank you so much. Enjoy your day, and we'll see you next time.